Welcome back to the Supermodified Ultimate Payment Racing Series 12th Annual Jim Shampine Memorial Broadcast. The drivers' meeting has concluded, and we are ready to go time trialing here tonight with the all the guys ready to go. Man, they are rocking and rolling. We had some fast race cars out there tonight in practice. Rob Warren, a 16,199. By far the fastest car out there. And then Keith Powell with a 16.302, Kyle Clark with a 16.343, and Steve Callahan with a 16.348, all underneath the existing track record set on August 17, 2015 by Chris Myers, and that is a 16.371. We are looking at a new track record here tonight. We'll see if the guys can get heat in the tires. They'll have a couple of warm-up laps before they go green, and then we will put them on the clock and see if they can do it here tonight. So again, you're listening to the 12th Annual Jim Shampine Memorial Supermodified Sim Race here. Welcome to all of our Twitch viewers, as well as our viewers on SUPRS.net and SUPRS Live. Glad you could join us here tonight. We're ready to go qualifying here at Oswego Speedway, the home of the Supermodifieds. Gary Waldron will be the first driver out on the track. Waldron from Wyoming, Michigan. Gary with over 350 Super starts, just getting back into competition here at Supers. Glad to have him back. Gary struggling a little bit getting a handle on the Kennewa Auto Supply Michigan Hill Gang number 10, but he'll pick it up here. Gary has 12 Supers feature wins to his credit. And Gary is one of the veterans of the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series as we get ready to go qualifying. If the stream starts and stops during the evening, folks, don't be alarmed, as we will be starting and stopping all of it so that we can kind of segment the night out. We don't have a full 3-hour video up that we got to take care of, so be aware of that. It's the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series point standings after the first race of the year for the non-wing division. Keith Powell leading that, picking up the win at the Port City kickoff last week. Rob Warren was second. Warren's the defending winner of this race, as we said, fastest in practice as Waldron moves onto the racetrack now, and he will be coming around on his first warm-up. Gary, longtime Supermodified fan, the Supers member since 2006 originally, and then took some time off as the shadows start to grow long here at the home of the Supermodifieds, the Big O. Gary's warm-up lap is 17.601. And now he goes on the clocks for lap number 1. And run a little bit better there on that warm-up lap, getting down into 3 a little bit better as well, trying to keep the car underneath him, pushes off of turn number 4. Lap number 1 in the books for Waldron. And Waldron now completes lap number 2. Lap number 2 for Waldron, a 17.630, a 5.11 will be his best lap. On to the speedway now, driving the number 77 BreezeGraphics.com Supermodified. Wesley Motorsports also a sponsor of that machine. Kevin Timmons. Timmons out of Baldwinsville, New York in the number 77. Timmons on his warm-up lap. And 17.742 on that warm-up lap. He's on the green flag. A little scrub on the wall there on lap number 1. 6.53 for Timmons. 17.653 for Kevin Timmons on lap number 1. Timmons. And there's lap number 2 for Kevin Timmons, faster than Waldron with a 17.468. So Timmons will bring the Breeze Graphics machine into the pit area. Dave Burgandy scheduled to go next, but dropped connection. He'll get 1 lap. So the next driver onto the racetrack will be the number 42 of Carl Becker. Becker, Gary Waldron's teammate, the Michigan Hill Gang. And Carl Bonsai Becker, the elder statesman of the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series. We won't say a specific age, but let's just say he's past retirement age, according to the United States government. And Carl's throwing some sparks out there. Looks like the car may be a little low, or he forgot to put his time trial setup in, and he's got the race setup in the Dowker Titanium Roadster. Bonsai Becker down the backstretch. On the green flag, here he comes out of turn number 4 now. Crosses the stripe for his first lap of 17.207, so far the fastest car on the racetrack. Becker picked up a win in the wing season this past year. Here's lap number 2. Actually, that's lap number 1 for Carl, 17.112. 112 for Carl. Getting faster as it gets some heat in the tires. Let's see what he has here on the second lap. Becker, a former crew member in auto racing on sprint cars, the Super Modifieds. There's lap 2, a little bit faster. Well, actually a little bit slower for Carl. 17.112 will be recorded as his best lap, a 180 on lap number 2. The next driver onto the racetrack will be the number 61 of Derek Backus. Backus also dropping connection, so he'll be down to 1 lap. Backus will be down to 1 lap. That puts the 09 of Jeff Weber onto the speedway. Weber out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, driving the Atkins Glass UAW 2209 machine. Beautiful 09 out there, orange and white. Jeff, a former topless 200 pole sitter and Port City kickoff winner, and boy, his warm-up's pretty good at 16.750. 16.750 for Weber. Last week, Weber had problems keeping the car underneath him, went out of the race early. Here he comes for lap number 1. Well, that's a 16.750, a little slower. That was an 8.63. Here's lap number 1 in the books for Jeff Weber. And a 7.67, still his warm-up lap, the fastest so far. See if he can pick it up this time. Maybe went out a little too early and burned up the tires. And he does. A 16.721 for Jeff Weber. 16.721 for Jeff Weber. Up next on the racetrack, last week's Supercharger and the 2016-17 Icing's on top Rookie of the Year from Stoneham, Massachusetts, driving the Star Speedway sponsored machine. It's Nelson Rodriguez. Rodriguez in the number 7. Rodriguez, one of the newer members of SUPRS, just getting his start during the wing season. Nelson a little bit loose out there, and that's been his issue here as he's come into the non-wing season. His warm-up is 17.1 flat. Last week during the heat race, in fact, got so loose that he clobbered the wall and lost a wheel. He was able to get the car fixed in time for the feature, came from 12th to 5th. And there's lap number 1, 16.775. So far, second quick for Rodriguez, a 16.775 for Nelson Rodriguez. And here's, oh, big time loose off of turn 4 there. Somehow he saves it, and that cost him. But although it was still consistent laps, a 16.776 on lap number 2. Nelson will be looking to tighten that thing up for the feature if he makes the Elite 8. The top 8 qualifiers will be locked into the Jim Shampine Memorial. So now we look to our next driver to come onto the racetrack, and he finished 3rd last week, won his heat race, has a couple of wins here in the non-wing division. He hails from Oswego, New York. He drives the number 9. Dominic Joya. Well, Joya also dropping connection. Storms in upstate New York apparently creating havoc out there. Well, I had to go qualify real quick, but now we'll move forward. On the racetrack now, the number 55 of Steady Steve Callahan. Callahan, the 593 on his warm-up. And a 555 on his second warm-up. He's on the clock now. And track it for fast time down the back chute really fast. Oh, big time slide out of turn 4. That'll hurt him. And he does not go faster on lap 1, and it also affects his entry into turn number 1 on his second qualifying lap, a 16.653 on lap 1. Here he comes off of turn number 4. Let's see if he can keep the CPR Motorsports machine straight. He gets into the wall just slightly, and only a little bit quicker, slower yet on his second lap. Steve Callahan going to be really disappointed from that. The driver out of Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, driving the Excite battery CPR Motorsports number 55, a 16.653 on his second lap. Onto the racetrack now, the number 38 of your 2016 Icings on Top non-wing Rookie of the Year, Kyle the Cobra Clark. Clark in the Coors Light Disturbed Motorsports race car. Clark was 4th last week at the season opener at the Port City Kickoff. Clark tracking pretty quick here on his warm-up lap. He's on the green flag now, a 16.524 on his warm-up. Here he comes through 3, out of turn number 4. Mats the Hammer looks good with a great line off of 4. But he's not faster than his warm-up lap, a 16.552. 5.52 for Clark. That puts him in, it's like first place so far. Well, let's check that. Here comes Clark down the backstretch, and he completes his time trial run with a 8.54 for Clark. Keith Powell will be the next driver onto the racetrack in the Icings on Top CPR Motorsports machine. Powell, your 2016 SUPRS Goldcrest non-wing champion. One of the guys that really rolls into the corner here at Oswego Speedway. He's out of the hammer early, and he carries so much corner speed. He's so good off of the corner. Right now, though, on lap number 1, a 16.602. And here he comes on lap number 2 for a 5.15. Well, that's good enough for fast time right now. But we've got the guy who set an awfully fast lap in practice, a 1:99. I don't think anybody's got that here tonight in time trials. Rocket Rob Warren will be moving on to the racetrack now. Warren out of Pulaski, New York, drives the first to finish race servers, Designs of Elegance number 35. Rocket Rob Warren. Warren's your 2015 SUPRS Goldcrest non-wing champion. So again, right now, the lead 8 locked into the race. Keith Powell, Kyle Clark, Bob Gangwer, Steve Callahan, Jeff Weber, Nelson Rodriguez, Carl Becker, and Kevin Timmons. However, several guys, including Derek Backus, Dominic Joya, and Dave Burgandy, getting kicked out of the server, they will have 1 lap to try to crack the Elite 8 and be locked into the Jim Shampine Memorial. Warren's first warm-up coming around now. A 16.401. Wow. As he takes the green flag. Little loose down the backstretch. He wants that track record. It's got to be faster than a 371. Here he comes, Rocket Rob Warren, a 315. It's a new track record for Rob Warren. 16.315 for Rocket Rob Warren in the first finish race service machine. Here he comes out of turn 4 on lap 2. Can he go faster? And he does, a 2:55, the first 2-second lap in qualifying ever for the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series in time trials. What a run by Rocket Rob Warren. Heads and tails, the fastest of all of the qualifiers so far. We still have 3 guys that will get 1 lap. Let's see if they can beat it. Derek Back is usually pretty quick. But wow, a 2:55 for Rocket Rob Warren. So we will take a quick break. We'll be back with Derek Backus, Dominic Gioia, and Dave Brigandi's time trial runs. You're enjoying the 12th annual Jim Shampine Memorial Supermodified Sim Race from the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series. Visit us at supers.net. Learn more about real Supermodified racing.